eyes, puffy,
Yeah,
snot. I look crazy. I'm sorry. So
we'll do that
I
tomorrow.
didn't have to show my face.
Yeah, she don't got to show her face.
I'm just showing y'all my living room, my little fireplace and all that. Okay.
It's so
So
nice.
thank you, boo. Thank you. So, okay. So here's the deal. So police is on the phone with me, guys. And I can see them on the live at the same time. It was crazy. He's asking me how to calm her down. Aarona was going buck ass wild. When I tell y'all, NYPD never beat Aarona up. They did not. Y'all, I was watching them. The world was watching them. They did not. They did not. They finally calmed her down, and they got Aarona in the police car. Now, listen to me, y'all. Listen carefully, because this is going to dispel a lot of the lies that you've heard. When Aarona got to Bellevue, check it. A lot of the nurses in this live, or a lot of people that are nurses, could attest to this. When you get there, they assess whether or not you stay.
Right.
They can't keep you based on what people are telling them on the phone.
That's standard. That's any state.
Yes. They assessed Aarona. Okay. Yes, they did look at Arona's Instagram. They assessed Aarona and they said, well, you need to stay for observation. Now, Bellevue has a 3-day policy. If in 3 days the doctor doesn't come by and say, hey, you know what, we think you good, you could go ahead and go, then Bellevue will let you go. You know, you need to stay, brother. Then Bellevue will let you go.
Hours.
The doctor came and said, no, you need to stay. And Aarona was there for 2 weeks. And yes, she's right. The psychologist did go to her Instagram and look at her Instagram, but that was only because Lisa, her sister, who I called that same night and asked her to help me call the hospital to tell them the truth about Aarona, told them to. Look at her Instagram. Look at her dedications to this man. Look at her stalking. This isn't right, you guys. At the time, she was in New York going by this man's office. Y'all, this got real. She was going by this man's office and got put off the property. We told the doctor this information as well. Based on all of that and their initial findings of assessing Aarona themselves, they kept Aarona for 2 weeks. They did not release Aarona because Aarona was well. That is what Aarona said. They released Aarona because Aarona had no insurance. And as you know, everything in this country is about money. So They gave her the medicine. Yes, they did give her a diagnosis of bipolar 1 with psychotic tendencies.
Oh, wow.
That is her diagnosis. Bipolar 1, because there's 1 and there's 2. There's 1. 1 is the worst one with psychotic tendencies. She got out 2 weeks later. After going to court, the judge let her go because she didn't have any insurance. She got out. She threw the medicine in the trash. She went about her business. Now, let's fast forward. She started going to this thing called party and bullshit, which was something that is thrown by one of 50's friends. Okay, she was going every Monday because the party's every Monday. They pulled her aside on live, and anybody in this live that's been here since New York may have seen this, and told her, you cannot come back. We know what you've been doing with our boy. We know you've been in Bellevue. What you're doing is not cool. We know you've been by the office. You cannot come back. And that's when it got really real. That's when he told them to tell her, look, you got to leave me alone. I'm going to get a restraining order if you keep running around saying I'm having your baby and all of that. That's not cool. His friends told her that and then put her off the property. You think that stopped her? That did not stop her. Now, you guys have seen everything else about her jumping from state to state to state to state. Now, let's get into why her family does not like her. I know you mentioned your family wouldn't give up on you, and I agree with that, but they tired. Listen, Aarona has burned every single bridge she has ever had. She's come back to Chicago after being in New York forever, lying on them people, talking about the house was hers and Tony, the brother, took it. That's not true. The mother left that house to Tony, not Aarona. Aarona came in. Tony had somebody living in it, like a tenant. She came in on the tenant because he didn't change the locks, which I don't know why. She came in on the tenant in the middle of the night, scared the hell out the tenant. Tenant had to call the police to get her put up out of there, man. Aarona has burned every bridge. She started staying with her uncle. And then she got on there and started talking stuff about him stealing from her. So the uncle put her out. Then she was staying with her cousin Riri. Riri put her out. Aarona has burned every single bridge. Lisa and Mike did go to New York to try to get her. And she just cussed them all out. They tired. So you guys, when I tell y'all I know the deal, I know the deal. Aarona, everybody's saying is not crazy. She's just a scammer. Aarona is disturbed. Aarona is deeply disturbed. And Aarona needs medication.
So those of y'all that like to tear Aarona up on her lives, does this make you feel bad? Like, Do you feel like we're helping her or hurting her by watching her lives? Like,
I think we're hurting her because aside from that, Aarona has an addiction to social media. And
is she on drugs at all? Do you know?
Said that no.
drugs.
Well, her family said no. We don't. They ain't said nothing to me about it lately. They don't know what she's doing now that she's back in LA. But as of,
if she did actually ever deal with 50?
Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. So let me get into that. Here's the stories, guys.
You're not blocked from her page either, right?
Here's the stories, guys. Deion Cole did beat her. Okay, let me dispel some of the rumors. Deion Cole beat her. She did live with Deion Cole for a number.
Who is this? Because y'all, I don't know. I'm telling y'all, I'm not no like celebrity chaser, none of that shit. I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
So Deion Cole is a comedian. He wrote. What did he write for Conan? And he was a stand-up comedian for a while, and now he's on Blackish.
Okay.
And so Deion Cole, she lived with Deion Cole for a while, and her sister Lisa. Lisa's Instagram is Lisa Ling Ling Lee, I believe. So anybody that wants to go request her, if she takes you, you can see her and Aaronalopez look just alike. It's Lisa Ling Ling Lee or something like that. Lisa tells me that yes, she lived with Deion for a while, about a year. Deion did break a rib. There were photos that Lisa said she saw. Lisa told the doctor this. That there are photos that she saw where, yes, Deion broke her rib. So that much is true. It was a long
You
ass
said
time
broke
ago.
her wig. You said broke her wig, though. I'm sorry. That was funny. Go ahead.
Oh, man. No, her rib. Sorry. Lisa broke her. I'm sorry. Deion broke her rib. 50. Let's get into that. Yes, she had a fling with 52 years ago. And he used her. What can you say? That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you feel like he got her blackballed?
What you say, baby?
Do you feel like he got her blackballed? Who are you talking about, Deion? I'm reading some of the comments. You feel like Deion got her blackballed in the comedy game?
Nah, she wasn't never in it, y'all. She was never. I'm not hating on her at all. I'm the one that tried to help her, and they came to me, and some of the people in the live know this, and talk shit about me. And attack me for trying to help her, call me fake, call me all kind of names. Y'all, I ain't never been fake. Why? What fake for what? I tried to help her. At this point, my attitude.
I think she can't use her for sex. Like, basically, it wasn't that serious to him, and she wanted it to be more.
That's it. I
mean, just typical. Nothing new here.
And she never got over it. She never got over it. Now, somebody in your live, I don't know, CK Washington is still here, says that she tried the same thing with Diddy, though. So that's very interesting. I had never heard that.
Great.
CK, are you here? CK Washington? One of the, she was here before. She said she tried the same thing with Diddy, but I never heard that. But I tell you, she was in love with 50. That much is true. And it was about 2016. And it was a hotel. It was a 5-star hotel. And he invited her, and she went. And they did what they did. And he cut it off. And Aarona never moved on. Now, Aarona thought that because they had that sexual interaction, that she would be on 50 Central. But get this, he chose Jazzy. So any of you that has been watching, that has seen her hate on Watch Jazzy, that's why. Because he chose Watch Jazzy over her.
Somebody said what made her go to Atlanta.
You know what? Somebody in the live suggested that she go. And Aarona is a very, part of bipolar is you're very, what's the word I'm looking for? You guys call it free-spirited. It's just pretty much called erratic.
I know what you mean.
So she just jumped up and went. It was like, you know what? I'm tired of being here. Let me try something else. So she jumped up and left Chicago, and she went to Atlanta. And, then jumped up from Atlanta and then went elsewhere.
Impulsive is the word. Good one. She said impulsive.
Impulsive. Yeah, somebody used the word impulsive. That's the word. Impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
Very impulsive. You there?
She's definitely impulsive.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's black. Her family said she was really bad with money, you guys. So for all of y'all that are donating, I'm here to tell y'all it's not gonna change. It's gonna make matters worse. You giving her money is gonna make it worse. Her lifestyle will never
Watching
change.
the lives, commenting, and this is what I meant about famous versus infamous. Like, she doesn't care if the attention is negative or positive. She wants it.
Yes.
I feel like that's why she didn't block me, and that's why I don't think she got off the live. I think Instagram cut off the live because it was over an hour, but her views were higher than they usually are, and I feel like she likes that type of attention.
Yes, it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive.
Right. Yeah, you can tell.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. She's gonna take it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, we all know people like that. We all know people.
You know what would kill her world? And I know it's hard for people to do it because everybody is so interested in her behavior. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. But you know what would kill her is if everybody stopped watching her.
The question is, would it kill her literally? Because mental health is real. Like, we laughing and joking about this, but at the end of the day, if something wants to happen to her, I think most of us who have any type of conscience would be like, okay, was I a part of this? Like, I think that's what started all of this for me, was just trying to figure out, like, okay, is this lady on drugs? Like, what exactly is the problem? Because at this point, getting rooms for somebody you feel like is homeless is what, is what some of us do because we think it's right, but actually it's enabling her.
Yes, it is.
See what I'm saying?
Yes, it is. But you brought up a good point, though. Would it actually kill her? Would she commit suicide if she was not watched? Because we are essentially all she has.
That's why she gets her room numbers. That's why she provides the information she provides.
Yep. Wow. I mean, it's really sad, but here's the deal. So many people tried to help. Does anybody in this live remember when she got $3,000 from people at the very beginning? Is anybody here? I can see the comments. Does anybody remember back in New York when they did that first GoFundMe and they raised $3,000? Anybody at all? I know Little Rail. I don't know.
I'll act manic too. I'll act manic too on the live if it got me $3,000. I ain't lying or nothing, y'all.
No, her sister got it while she was in Bellevue. She didn't see any of it. So I tell y'all the tea. I'll tell you the tea. The sister spent that shit on rent. The sister spent that. So when she says my sister took that money and spent it on herself and I didn't see any of the money, that's true. You know, Lil Rail, the comedian, donated $1,000, and then everybody else came together for the $2,000. Her sister spent that shit on rent. She got around probably about a good $50 worth of stuff, girl, and the rest of that shit went on rent.
Child, this is
so, and I thought that was really nasty of Lisa.
I mean, was Aarona living with her? She had to keep a roof.
No, but Aarona was in the psych ward. Aarona was in the psych ward at the time. So when everybody donated that money, it was for her to have a coat. It was for her to have sweaters. Because remember, that was before all the craziness. So we was all bleeding hearts for Aarona. So we put that money in there for coats, sweaters, hats. Aarona didn't have any of that. And so Lisa took that money, girl. Lisa spent that shit. And here's the deal. Want to know some OT? When I got to New York, because I went there too. And I had a few clients there to take care of. And I figured, well, let me take care of my clients and I'll be here just in case Lisa needs support. Not only did Lisa take the $3,000 and spend the money, but at the time, Lisa and Mike were there in New York together so that they didn't have to spend their money on like hotels and airfare and food, which is what we gave it to them for, so they could get there comfortably and take care of Rana. They tried to come in my room and sleep in my damn room. Little ass room. Lisa and Mike both tried to come sleep in my room. Also, they can keep as much of that money to themselves as possible.
Well, here's my thing. If she couldn't handle me, I don't see how she gonna handle Dr. Phil.
Okay, so here's the tea with that. Here's the tea with that. I called the producer yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
I called the producer, and I did not call to troll. I called Keyshawn. His name was Keyshawn. I called Keyshawn because I was like, listen, I've been here from the beginning. I know Lisa. I know Mike, all them. Let me tell you, if you have Aarona on your show, you need to know what you're truly up against. You listen to her and be convinced on anything. Here's the truth. And that's when I was told that they were never really interested in booking Aarona. That if they did it, it would be a more intervention type thing, and that Arona's family didn't want anything to do with it, and so they didn't want to deal with it.
Well, maybe she need to try Steve Wilkos because she need help.
At this point, I'm here to tell you, after all of I know, do you guys know that she went to the psych ward twice? That first it was You know, Bellevue, then it was Harlem Hospital. Okay, so Aarona tried to do a diamond.
And why did she just tell me she never had a psych eval? She was never evaluated. Why
she was there twice. She was there twice. She was in Bellevue back in December of 2017. And 2 months later, in February of this year, she was put in Harlem Hospital. She was in Bellevue for 2 weeks. She was in Harlem Hospital for about 2 weeks.
Ayanna would not tolerate her disrespect. I got more patience than Ayanna. Somebody said Ayanna would deal with her. Ayanna don't have patience for disrespect, beloved.
Well, you know, these people deal with people that voluntarily want to be helped, even though on the show they act like they don't. Aarona doesn't want to be helped.
But I don't think anybody wants to be homeless. I don't think anybody wants to be in the situation she in.
Okay, here's where you're wrong. Not true. Remember, she was with Tanya, and in that warm, comfortable space, she was miserable the whole time she was with Tanya. What she's doing is what she wants to do. She was so miserable while she was in that woman's townhome. And the lady had a dog. Lady had a really nice home, quiet, peaceful. Aarona was miserable the whole time because Aarona didn't get to do this. Aarona wants to do this.
Her live videos.
Yes. Aarona likes drama. That pizza that she said that people sent to her house, she sent that to herself. All of this drama that you guys see, that you're enjoying so much, Aarona could.
So you really think people people bust into her hotel room and call all up there and all that? Because, like, what are they saying? What are y'all saying when y'all call up there? If there's anybody in his life who actually call up there, what are y'all saying to make these people bust in her